Welcome once again to Musings by Danon. Today I wanted to talk about what is probably my favorite teasing romantic comedy manga, Yancha Gal no Anjou-san by Katao Yuichi. Before we get started, please like and subscribe for more content. Back in early 2019, I joined an online manga community and discovered the joys of reading random and different manga. I received dozens of recommendations and quickly devoured everything that came my way. I began picking manga at random and reading them based on the title or the artwork. A few months later, before I knew it, I became the one giving out recommendations. One of the first manga I discovered early in my binge period was Yancha Gal no Anjou-san. There's no official English release, which means there's no official English title. But with the help of Google, we know that Yancha can be translated several ways and can mean naughty, unruly, or disobedient, but the meaning I feel fits best is mischievous. Gal is another word for gyaru, an outspoken, stylishly dressed, over-the-top girl. Anjou is our titular character, so there are many ways the title could be translated, but my personal interpretation is Miss Anjou is a mischievous gal. Yancha Gal no Anjou-san started as a series of short drawings on Pixiv. Katao Yuichi started publishing stories about Seito and Anjou on the picture-sharing site back in March 2017. The series was soon picked up by Shonen Gahausha's Young King magazine, and first appears in August 2017. It has since been printed into 7 tankobon collections, with Volume 8 releasing soon in Japan. We've gotten quite a few teasing manga recently: Takagi-san, Nagatoro, Akutsu-san, and Takamine-san, to name a few. With the exception of Takagi-san, each of the titular girls in those series is a tsundere. One of the unique factors about Anjou-san is that she's not a tsundere. She knows exactly what she wants, both from life and from the boys she loves. As I've previously stated, I love tsunderes, but variety is the spice of life. Our story doesn't take place in Tokyo. I'm not completely certain, but I believe they're in the Aichi prefecture, somewhere in or around Nagoya. All of the main named characters in the series share names with cities in that prefecture: Seito, Anjou, Chita, Toyota, Inuyama, and Komaki. We meet all of them fairly early on in the series, and they all have their own stories as the series goes on. Though young Miss Anjou is our titular character, the story is mostly told from the point of view of Seito. Seito is a serious, studious young man with a lot of anxiety. His main problem stems from the fact that he doesn't know what he wants out of life. He's good at studying, but he has no goals, nothing to work towards. Added to that, when it came time to study for his high school entrance exams, he worked so hard and worried so much that he made himself sick. This meant that even though he's very smart, he ended up going to a regular high school instead of the prestigious one he was trying for. For some reason, Anjou has taken an interest in Seito. She shows this interest by teasing him relentlessly in a very sensual manner. In the second chapter, she follows him into the boys' bathroom to check on his cleaning progress. Hearing other boys coming into the room, she drags him into a bathroom stall. When the boys wonder if someone's in there with them, she starts to moan. Seito tries to get her to stop, but she plays with his ear, causing him to cry out as well. Even though Anjou is constantly teasing him, he still begins to realize that she's a fun girl who is actually pretty cool. This continues on for a few chapters. Seito is being studious, Anjou finds him and teases him. Not much development, but as time passes, we begin to discover why Anjou is interested in Seito. At first, it seems that she just wants to tease him. He's an easy target for an outspoken gal like her. He's quiet and shy, and his reactions are hilarious to her. Anjou enjoys showing off her bra and cleavage to get a rise out of him. Seito blushes easily and cries out whenever Anjou flirts with him. But then, one day, someone confesses to Anjou. She turns the guy down flat and discovers that Seito was watching. He was just passing by and didn't want to interrupt, but he still saw the whole thing. Anjou drags Seito into an empty classroom and forces him to let her cut his hair. It turns out that Anjou admires her mother a lot and wants to follow in her footsteps to become a beautician. Naturally, the two talk about the confession that Seito witnessed, and Anjou tells him that the guy who confessed to her was only interested in sex. And Anjou, being focused on her future, says, "I don't have time for people that don't matter to me." And she has been spending a lot of time with Seito. Once again, with midterms coming up, Seito studies so hard that he neglects his health and winds up getting sick on the day of exams. Anjou goes to check on him in the infirmary. Seito talks down about himself, saying things like, "I don't have any aspirations," or "I can't do anything right," and "I always trouble you." Most revealingly, though, he tells Anjou that he hates himself. This angers Anjou. As Seito weakly attempts to get out of the infirmary bed to resume testing, Anjou yanks him back, forcing him to rest. She then gets in his face and yells, "Stop talking badly about my precious guy." Thinking about it rationally, there's no reason for these two to spend as much time together as they have been. Yes, they sit next to each other in class, but just being near someone isn't enough to make you want to spend most of your free time with them. Anjou is a gal, a gyaru. She's loud, outspoken, and takes a lot of care on her personal appearance. Seito, on the other hand, is awkward and doesn't take care of his personal appearance at all. He's timid, shy, and a study nerd. So what made a gal like Anjou interested in Seito in the first place? In Chapter 14, we get a bit of a flashback and insight into both Seito and Anjou, and how she started developing feelings for this awkward, shy boy. The chapter starts with Seito still sick and missing school, and Anjou is looking forlornly at his empty seat. Toyoda, a friend of Anjou that we've seen a few times in previous chapters, asks Anjou if she likes Seito. Anjou thinks of the proper way to answer the question. In the flashback, Anjou asks Seito why he always picks up the slack for other people. Why is he always doing the cleaning when others skip out and make him do it? This angers Anjou, as she doesn't like bullies. She prods further into Seito, asking if he's willing to do her homework on top of the cleaning that others were supposed to do. He said he is willing to help her with it. Over the next few weeks, she stays after school with Seito, and he helps her with her homework. He's tutoring her, and as thanks, she shows Seito her cleavage and starts to tease him a bit. Seito freaks out and says he only wants to do those sorts of things with a girl he loves and has dated for a while. Anjou wonders what's going on in his head and if he thinks she's ugly. Wandering back to the classroom, she overhears the boys who dump their cleaning duty on Seito asking why he's been hanging out with Anjou. You only like her because she lets you do her. I mean, Anjou's a slut, right? They go on to ask a childish analogy about cups. Would you want a fresh one or one that was used by others? Seito replies he wouldn't care because both are unique. In fact, he'd pick whichever is most precious to him. This was the moment that Seito went from being just a boy helping her with her homework to someone she wants to spend time with. Anjou is overjoyed by his answer. The chapter ends with Anjou answering Toyoda's initial question. When I'm with him, it's really fun for some reason. It's obvious to us that she likes him and enjoys spending time with him, but she's not certain if these are romantic feelings or if he's just a dear friend at this point. Up till chapter 14, the manga was a lot of fun to read. I really enjoyed every chapter. The teasing, the sexual innuendo, the flirting. And Seito's reactions are joyful to see, and just keep getting better and better as the series goes on. But Seito standing up for Anjou and shutting down the bully's slut-shaming is what sealed this for me. Yancha Gal no Anjou-san evolved from being just another cute teasing manga to one of my all-time favorites. Unfortunately, there is no English release at this time. If you'd like to support this wonderful mangaka, be sure to keep an eye out if the series gets released in your country. For now, you can follow them on Twitter, link in the description below. Thanks for tuning in. I really enjoyed talking about this manga as it's one of my favorites. I'm always happy when a new chapter posts and I can't wait to see how it ends. Once again, a huge shout out to my editor Cute Stuff. I couldn't make these videos without her. If you'd like to hire her to edit your own videos, there's a link to her Fiverr page below. Please like and subscribe for more content, and I'll see you all again next time.